everything is done now. I actually adjusted the materials just a little bit. The reflectivity for the wood is, instead of being 80s ray tracing, a little bit more believable. The tabletop I called tabletop finished, so satin finished. Save it. And all this we now would like to apply onto this side stand. Again, we don't have to recreate all the materials. We can simply go to append. Then let's go to where is actually this file. We have this here. Let's go to material, and this, and this one I would like to bring over. Very nice. This object here, I can give this satin finish. Here, all those two. By the way, if I now select this bottom object, I gave that material, then I simply can go to object, make links, material, and then they all get the material too. Pretty easy. H, here, all those objects will get this material too. Very nice. And then those here, we will say wood legs. Okay. Material preview Z. There you see how the others don't have the material yet. So Control L and material. They have it. Now, let's take a look at this front drawer here. We would like there on the front have actually the walnut veneer. So we make another slot. Walnut veneer, go into edit mode. Try to select the front face, and then, oh, we only have one front face. Now you remember this is actually created via the solidify modifier. So we have to bake this. In our concept model, there we have this original piece. So this is actually perfect, which means in object mode, in our refined model here, we can simply go ahead and apply this solidify modifier, because now, as you can see, I have a three-dimensional object. In object mode, so tab, shift H, hide everything else. Back to edit mode, select the front face, and then this, and assign. Right click, and this time here I will do this vertical. UV editor, there it is, so it's nice and big. There's my piece. The unwrapping is kind of silly. So U and unwrap, there we are. Let's take a look at the material. Yeah, this is nicer. That's kind of like the way how this would look like. Also here we have a little bit of a cavity. Let me go to, where is this hidden again? Not here when we go to there. And then there's the cavity shader. Okay. I was just curious if we have the cavity shader also in material view. We do not. So what's a cavity shader? Pay attention to these highlights and these darker edges. And when we turn this off, you see they help actually seeing edges better. It's kind of a nice shader to, or display mode to work with. Anyway, back to this view. So the material more or less is good. Split horizontally. Here, let's put in the shader editor. We don't necessarily have or want to change something, because essentially we assume this material is done and correct. But what is definitely wrong is the scale. So again, this is a problem when we work with images of, let's say in this case, a veneer scale, in particular scale among multiple objects. So we want to make sure that this is unwrapped correctly. Now we can go to append, go to desktop, sorry, not desktop, go to where you have your other objects. We could either use the chair or the table. I will use the chair and object, seat for the leg there. When I do this, then it brings the whole object in, including this. Very good. So there I can see, so when this is that long, is this actually correct? Feels like this is the veneer here looks bigger than it's there. So let's take a look. And you see how much is occupied? How much is occupied there? So this has to be smaller. Might be more like this. And just for giggles, Alt H, let's bring in also our PC table. There. And object. Lag concept. Lag rendering. Okay. So now we can see all these three objects and then compare. So if Shift D, I make a copy of this one. Oh, actually, hold on. X, select this, Alt D, make a copy. So I see I made a clone, moved it over, rotated 90 degrees, and now I can simply compare. How does this look? Go into edit mode here, but where's the geometry? Oh, there's the face. But for this face, show me this on this image. Okay, so rip, you use all that. When this is 100%, we can see that this drawer is actually kind of like 50% of the of this lag, and even this one is kind of like 50%. So yeah, this actually matches. This is actually a tick to, yeah, it should be more like this. So the scales are all corrected. Because I did a clone, you see how the centerpiece updates too. This was just only a reference, so in object mode I just deleted. Here, seat and all this, go Alt H, there's still the shell, this can go. So this is all finished. Very nice. Good, then this will be your homework task. Is just then adjusting also the size for this. Essentially it will be the same. Trying to select the important faces, and then this is rectangular, but this is a square, so we would have to do an unwrap. Well, this is a massive unwrap. We could also from here actually unwrap and say project from view. You see how it's kind of like this shape, and then in here rotating it, trying to find the correct scale. So when we AA select this one, this is a little bit too small. So I'm trying to make a relationship here, compare, and then I also do a relationship compare there. Yeah, okay. Well, we can move around, try to find a nice veneer we might not actually show in there. You see it there. It matches. And then you just do the same with the legs. Here, we can actually simply make them solid, or if you want, maybe to make it more consistent, then the sides have the veneer, and the center they will have the bent plywood texture.